Chapter 5. Ravi. The questions begin as soon as I step out of bus number 7A. How was your first day at Albert Einstein Elementary School, Ravi? My mother asks. Did you make any new friends? Do you have homework? Was the bathroom clean? How many other Indians are in your class? Asks Perima. Amma and Perima have been waiting for me at the bus stop. I could see them stretching their necks to find me even before the doors had opened. Amma takes my green backpack off my shoulder and carries it as we begin to walk towards our townhouse. I would rather carry it myself, but she insists. My teacher's name is Mrs. Beam, I tell them. Homework is just some reading, and the bathroom is fine. How many other Indians are in your class? Perima asks again. None, I say. I don't tell her about Dhillon Samreen because I know how Perima feels about ABCDs. As we pass the big pond located in the middle of our community, Amma points to it. Promise me you won't go near that water, Ravi. You might fall in and drown. And I've heard there are leeches, warns Perima. The wind is blowing their saris. Amma holds on to hers with her right hand. Her left hand is still carrying my backpack. Did you eat your lunch? She asks. Please, Amma, can we first get home? I will tell you everything, I say. I promise. Why can't you tell us now? Asks Perima. Did you not like the upama, Ravi? Don't blame me. Didn't I say it was too lumpy? When Perima wants to make a point, she goes on and on about it like the rotating end of an electric drill. Peripa has a trick for that. He wears hearing aids, and when Perima gets going on one of her long rants, he waits until she's not looking, then he turns them off. Amma puts down my backpack. I can't believe what is happening. Right there in the middle of the street, she is checking my tiffin box to prove to Perima that I've eaten my lunch. A few kids walk by, looking at us curiously. I bend my head, embarrassed, and stare at the spot between my sneakers. My glasses slip down my nose and I push them back up. It's empty, says Amma proudly, holding the box out for my grandmother to see. Perima sniffs. How do you know he didn't throw the lunch away? Amma doesn't say anything, just shakes her head and puts the tiffin box back in my backpack. She and Perima got along much better when they didn't live in the same house. I reach over and grab my backpack from Amma, then run as fast as I can towards number 83. When we first moved to Hamilton Mews, I had trouble telling which house was ours because they all looked the same. But now I can tell without even looking at the number. Wait, Ravi! The door is locked. Peripa is napping and Appa is at the office. My mother shouts, running after me, keys waving. I wait on the doorstep until she and Perima catch up with me and open the door. As we enter the house, I close my eyes and breathe in. The air is filled with the smell of Amma's cooking. She has already prepared my evening tiffin, a plate of dosas and a cup of Ovaltine. The same thing I ate every day after school in India. I give her a hug and whisper in her ear so Perima won't hear. The upama was delicious. Thank you, Raja, she whispers back. Dinner is later than usual because Appa's train is delayed and he doesn't get home until almost 8 o'clock. After each bite, Perima complains about the food. The rasam is too runny and it tastes like dishwater. Have you ever heard of spices, Roshni? Appa comes to my mother's defense. Let her be, he tells Perima. Roshni is doing her best. She is not used to having to do all the cooking herself. And I am not used to having to eat her runny rasam. Perima snaps back at him. Did you know poor Ravi had only lumpy upama for his lunch? I glance at my mother and quickly change the subject. Most people at Albert Einstein Elementary School don't bring their lunches from home, I say. They buy school lunch, which costs $2.50. Is it vegetarian? Asks Amma. I wouldn't take their word for it, Perima interrupts before I can answer. I hear their salad oil has lard in it. I decide not to tell them about the chicken fingers.